Yay! I did it. Hi guys, welcome back to Near Nirvana. Another we're gonna have another amazing episode or show. We have Tamiko today. So say hi to Tamiko. Hey, Tamiko, I'm so excited to have you back. And yes, lovely Cynthia, Lady International Comics, and Sarah. And of course me. Hi guys. Uh I hope you guys like this show. Look at Chad already causing trouble. Oh Chad. Yeah. So before we kick it off, I would like to say thank you to our sponsors, Cover Price. I did a little slide. I don't know if you guys like it. Use code Nirvana 14 for 30 days of unlimited price of Cover Price for 99 cents for new members only and basic membership only. But I want to kind of highlight a little bit of cover price. If you guys can see right here, you can check like variants, all that you need to know about variants, bunch of collector resource, week reviews, grading 101, how to ship comp. They do new release every week, the weekly market report and top 10 and runner ups. They have amazing writers for cover price. I know Josh has done a few of them, right?
Yeah, he's done a couple.
Cynthia? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they have and also too like that I found out not so long ago that you can link it to if you have CLC, you can link cover price to your CLC. So once you open up your CLC, like for every book that you have, like it will tell you like the pricing and everything. So I thought it was pretty awesome, and I wanted to highlight a little bit of this on cover price. And if you can get it for 99 cents, and then after that you see it's such a awesome website that you can use, you can upgrade. But yeah. And yeah, like there you go. Okay, longshore rights also, you see that in their Josh and longshore, they're part of near Nirvana, so make sure to check it out. Another sponsor, Bird City Comics. Uh, they they have an app. So download an app. It's available for Android and iPhone, and you can sign up for their exclusive alerts so you don't miss out. Plus use code Nirvana to get some discount. It just excluding FOC and private collections. So download the app and don't miss on anything that Bird City Comics. They have something new for you guys every week. It's a new exclusive, and right now the newest one is Dark Ride, and they have Bad Girl. It's I think it was from what is that, the other one? Oh my goodness, James. Um, I mean not James. Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name, but but yes, go check out the app. Thank you to our sponsors, and um, but yeah. So now, everybody, hi on the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. And just real quick, Tamiko, how's your week? How's your week?
Busy as always, but all is well in my corner of the universe today.
That's awesome. And Cynthia, how's your week?
Um, well, still learning the ropes of a new job, so it's
Yay.
been fun.
Nice, nice. Well, that's good, right? It's better than the last one,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And Sarah, how's your week?
My week's been good. Just kind of quiet, just, working, living, loving, you know. How is your week, Lucy?
It's good. I mean, crazy, but it's, I guess, out of everything, it's good. My roomie received another reader award, so I'm excited. I'm like, oh, my baby's a reader, yay! And it was his birthday this week, so happy birthday, roomie. We're celebrating tomorrow. And yeah, so another sponsor, Numesh. But yeah, so let's get this thing started. So we're gonna talk about today the first ladies of comics. So each of us we picked a lady that we feel that they should be highlighted because they have done an amazing thing in the comic book world. You know, I feel very like researching and everything, like finding these amazing ladies that we hardly hear about. You know, you always hear Stanley and other comic book guys, but you hardly ever hear about the ladies. That's just in my experience, you know. So I ask each of you to pick one that you would like to highlight. And yeah, so let's get started first with Sarah.
Yay! So my pick for these fabulous first ladies in comics is a woman by the name of Marie Severin. So I found out about Marie through this wonderful series on Disney Plus. At the time I was doing research on Kelly Sue DeConnick. She's mentioned in this series. It's called Marvel 616. There's only one season so far, but their episode 2 actually focuses on women in Marvel, and Marie was one of them, which I thought was so awesome. A little bit background, she is a comic artist, penciler, and colorist. She's worked for Atlas, which we all know became Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, EC, and of course, like I said, she's mostly well known in Marvel. She is in both the Eisner and Harvey Awards Hall of Fame. And a little bit of background on her is because I want you guys to take in all of this information and go and find these books of these fabulous women. You know, we're giving you this education. So go out there, pick these books up. You know, if you have these books, let us know. So she actually got her first start. She was actually working on Wall Street. She got her first start when her brother, who worked at EC Comics, was like, hey, they are in need of a colorist. And so she started working there. Besides being a pencilist and a colorist, she was also part of the production team. Her first early recorded book when she was a colorist was a book called A Moon, a Girl, a Romance, number 9 in October of 1949. So that's, we're talking 40s, right? So she worked at EC for a while, and then when the comics code came about, she actually she stopped working there, and she actually moved on to Atlas for a little bit. So she started working there, and then in this episode that I watched about the Marvel women. They talked about that there was only a handful of women in comics at around the time of the 60s. And that's when Mary started working, was back in 1964. She started off in production. I like it that they show a little picture of her and it says Princess of Penciling. I like that. So what I found fascinating was, so she was basically in the background, she was fixing art. And she didn't really push, she didn't really be like, hey, pick me for the Hulk. Until in 1966, Esquire magazine was looking for somebody to illustrate an article. And she was like, I'm going to do it. And Martin Goodman saw it. He actually worked at Marvel, and he was told Stan Lee, he's like, she could draw. And what's amazing is once that happened, she was drawing stories for our favorite Marvel heroes: Hulk, Namor, Iron Man, Thor, Daredevil, and the Avengers. And then on top of that, at Marvel, she co-created the Living Tribunal, which I didn't realize this. So you should all be shocked and amazed. But she drew the Living Tribunal, that iconic scene where there's the tribunal head. This is in not Doctor Strange. This is in Strange Tales number 58, where it's the planets and there's like Doctor Strange and there's like the living tribunal. Yeah, she did that. Amazing, right?
Wow.
Besides that, she co-created the cat, and in 1976, she actually she designed Spider-Woman's original outfit. So she's done a lot. So I picked these two because the first one is in the Invincible Iron Man number 28. This is the first appearance of Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad. This came out in August of 1970. Let's see. I'm going to tell you some stats. So the last recorded sales was $15, and that was actually just recently. Common raw is at 18, and a most common slab at a 9.0 is $85.
That is not bad at all.
Not too bad. And I picked this one because I just love, like, the cover was really cool. You know, it's, you know, I've never seen like Iron Man's like armor is getting melted off. Like, how like badass is that, you know? And then the other one that I picked was Submariner number 9. This came out in January of 1969. I was surprised because I own it.
Ooh, what is it? Oh, nice. I love that cover. Hold on. Let me make you a little bit bigger.
I got this at a flea market for like
wow.
$5. You can see it was like 15.
Yeah.
But I got it for it's actually in really good condition.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Right?
And when you bought it, you didn't know it was all this story behind it, right?
No, I was like, so again, baby comic collector, like, you know, flea markets, right? So was just digging through the comics, and I was like, oh, like this is an old comic. It must be worth something. Right. So I think what's the kind of hype about this comic is that this is the helmet of power, which is revealed to be the serpent crown for Namor. And if you remember, if you have seen Wakanda Forever, he is actually wearing the serpent crown.
Nice.
So you know, again, it's actually, I think that's why it's kind of going up, maybe because of the serpent crown. You know, maybe we'll see.
That's why it's uptrend, yeah.
Yeah, in the future. Again, last recorded sale is at $15. I just went down.
Sorry.
My old eyes. So the last raw was at $40, and then slab was at a 9.4 at $432. I think this is a 9.
And it has a little extra thing, so it might be a little less. So yeah, that is pretty awesome.
So go and check out Marie, and you know, check out her works, and you know, just be amazed by this, you know, this wonderful woman artist. So that was my pick.
Yeah, and she just passed away on August 2018.
Yeah, I believe
at the end of August. Yeah, so that's crazy. Like I picked it, like I added this photo when she was younger and like when she was older, and it's just like to think that when you see those pictures like from, you know, the times like difference, that it's just for me is just so crazy, you know, the stuff they have been through. But yeah, that is amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I love your pick.
Thank you.
Okay, so next one. Well, it's fine. My pick, Dorothy Woolfolk. Woolfolk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Woolfolk. Wolf, something like that. I should practice her last name. But she worked as an editor in all American publications from 1942 to 1944, which will one day become a part of DC Comics. The next 2 years at Timely Comics, which was a I can't even pronounce that, to Marvel, like we can Marvel. And then in 1948 at EC Comics, she also wrote an unknown quantity of Wonder Woman books, stories in the 1940s, but because she was a female writer, they were not giving her credit. So there's like, we don't know how many uh, books she actually wrote, but she was kind of like the first female to write Wonder Woman. She was also credited as a creator of the fictional oh my god, I get so nervous because I get too excited to talk about this. The Kryptonite in Superman. She thought that Superman was too perfect when she came in to as an editor. She thought Superman was too perfect, that he had no flaws or anything like that. So she wanted to like, he's not perfect. He's and she wanted to add like some flaws on it and make him that he's not a perfect guy. So there was something that he can be defeated, and it was like kryptonite. And I picked this book because I thought it's like something, because she had other books before this and they were not really like superheroes or anything like that. They were a little bit more dark, like with the with the titles. And again, she because of the times, like it was it was a little bit different for her. And she took a break to have children and to raise her children, and then she came back to keep working in comics, but it wasn't for that long. And I just wanted to, again, because I never heard of her and I didn't know like what she has done or anything like that. And I was telling you girls that when I was trying to find pictures of her, like I could hardly find anything on Dorothy. And I wanted to give her, a little highlight her. In this book, it's Superman 61, and the last recorded sale was last month for 430 for 2.5, which is crazy for $400. Like, and it's not a very good in the best condition. Most common raw from 3.0 4.5 is 585. For most common slab 7.5 at $1,320. I like this cover. I kind of like this cover. But yeah, what do you guys think?
That's really cool. I like that she like found a weakness for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like these guys are like, like he can do whatever he wants, and she's like, no, he's got flaws just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, like, so I just I don't know, I just thought that I don't know, it was that it's pretty cool. And I wonder like how it was like to be a female, like telling, oh, I work in comic books, like writing or being an editor in comics, like, yeah. So, but yeah, so this was my pick.
Very nice.
Next it's Cynthia.
Yay.
All right. So this lovely lady here, this is Ruth Ann Roche. And I kind of stumbled across her as I was looking through a lot of the lesser known women in comics. She's kind of a all-in-one writer. I mean, she did it all. She did horror, she did Western, she did romance, she did superhero. She did a whole lot of work. I chose Phantom Lady. That one kind of jumped out to me because I do love Golden Age. She was a Golden Age writer. She actually started in the 1940s. She, at the age of 23, moved to Queens, New York, and she ended up going to Eisner and Iger studio. and she got a job as a writer there. And so she at first she started writing just basic comic strips and stuff like that. And shortly after she came aboard, Eisner and Iger actually separated. So she became business partner with Iger, and the studio became known as Roche and Iger Studio. And what's really cool about this is we all know that the artist of this cover is Matt Baker. And this is the same place that Matt Baker got his start at. He actually walked in with just a color sketch of a lady, and Iger looked over at Ruth and they gave him a job. So his first assignment was this cover right here, a Phantom Lady. And Ruth was the writer, so her and Matt Baker did a lot of work together, actually. So they actually went on to have a really cool partnership up until he had enough experience to be a freelancer. So she worked in comics from the 1940, from the time she was 23 to 1961. She left shortly after when comics became, the Comic Code Authority came in and kind of like tore them all apart, because Ruth here, she was a very, very good writer. And she wrote a lot of gory horror. She wrote a lot of risque romance books and stuff. So a lot of her stuff got kind of pulled. And so she ended up leaving comics, and she went to write scripts for cartoons like Felix the Cat.
Oh, that's
But yet,
awesome.
another cool tidbit about her is she is actually the founder of the very first. Oh, sorry, bad internet. But she's also created the very first Muslim superhero. She, let's see, this was Kismet, Man of Fate in 1944. So she actually gave complete creation to his character. So that was really cool to find out
Wow.
as well. Because, yeah, in finding a lot of information about her, I struggled because she actually did a lot of writing under a lot of pseudonyms. So she used different names, and a lot of them were male characters. Like, for instance, Phantom Lady is actually credited to Gregory Page. That's
Mm.
Ruth. So,
Oh, wow.
so yeah, she even went under Rod Roche, which was kind of a play on her own name. And then, yeah, like there was so many different names that she went under. And I'm guessing that, back in the 40s, being a woman writing comics, in order for them to like truly be accepted, she had to drop her female name just so that, it would apply to the male,
Yeah.
Ego.
So yeah, like
Right.
it was interesting.
So
But yeah,
have you gone down a rabbit hole trying to find like all her different like
oh my
pseudonyms?
gosh. Yeah, like when I got home today, like I was just like constantly, and then that's when I was like, oh no, I gotta make dinner. But yeah, I I went down this really deep rabbit hole, and I was like web page to web page, and like I lost track of where all I like stumbled on. It was so crazy. Like, but yeah, the Phantom Lady, the cover here is really cool. It is number 13, which is where Phantom Lady actually starts as far as its own cover, which was Matt's first debut of his incarnation of Phantom Lady. So yeah, it was really cool, especially finding out that the two of them partnered together, because we all know like his artwork is superb and goes hand in hand with her writing, apparently. So I've been looking like through a bunch of the stuff that she's credited for doing, and I really want to look into more of it, because especially finding out that she's definitely credited as being one of the goriest horror, golden age pre-code horror people.
Well, now I want to look. Whatever you find, let me know so I can look.
I definitely need to find out more about this lady, because apparently she had a lot of skill. And yeah, like
That's
back in the golden
awesome.
age, there wasn't
You
a lot
know,
of
like
golden
I
age
was
women.
telling, I think she froze. Oh, it was in my computer.
Oh, probably
Wait,
froze.
did I freeze too? Did we froze at the same time?
I don't
I
know,
think-
maybe.
I like I was telling Cynthia, like I was trying to find a picture of her again. This is the only picture I could find. That's the only one I couldn't find anymore.
There aren't any. I
so
looked.
I don't know if it's because not a lot of people know about her, or because she didn't take that many pictures.
Yeah, I don't think she took a lot of pictures. I mean, she was born in 1917 and she passed away in 1983. So yeah, actually 2 years and 2 days from the time I was born. So yeah.
Nice. There you go. So what do you guys think about this? Miko, let me start with you.
Oh, well, I just didn't know all of that because I always seen the Phantom Lady books, but I always assumed that they was created by men. Like most of the female artists, female characters in comics were created mostly by men. So I just overlooked that. But now that I know that this was created by a woman, I can definitely go down the rabbit hole myself and find some other things.
Yeah.
It's very good to know.
It gets really interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to go down this rabbit hole and like find every single, and then also the horror aspect. Like, you know, I'm not big on horror, but I like horror stories, if that makes sense. Like, like horror movies. But yeah, you know, and this comics code thing, like, again, I'm going to reference this episode that I watched because I think it's a really good episode that focuses on women writers and artists.
Yeah.
So back in the 40s, like 30s, 40s, like, you know, like comics was big, like for both genders, like female, you know, there were stories for everybody. And this darn comics code, like, knocked down like so many different comic book places, except for Marvel. So what I found was interesting was they were like, so the majority of readers are boys. So that's what they went towards was, you know, more male heroes instead of like heroines. And so, again, I'm so happy that we're bringing these women to the forefront. Again, more stuff for me to read. My list just gets longer, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are all picking these awesome women. So
yeah, like I can't wait to find more too, and especially like I do like the scary ones. Let's see what Josh did look at our comics today. They thought they were
right.
Yeah,
I mean, we got nakedness right on the cover now. It's not even hidden.
Right?
Like full on.
Oh, but it was questionable in its own way.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You definitely need to go back, and you're like, oh, you know, because when I look at the older Silver Age comics, and it's like, wow, this will not fly today.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, for instance, like the Phantom Lady covers, like the one where it's a bondage cover. It's where she's up against the fence post and her hands are bound, and you know that one's actually referencing the Saudi. So that was really it's really like PG compared to some of the comic books that I've seen nowadays. Like that's nothing.
Yeah, that's true. So. Anything to add to this, ladies?
Go find it.
Yes, right. Impact Taggers, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find this in your back issue bins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so this one. I picked last Tuesday Trina again, Robbins. And it was for Wonder Woman. But this one, I know Chad just mentioned it earlier, and also somebody else mentioned it. Let me see. Oh, Metal Face. He mentioned it. I watched this. I think I sent it to you, Sarah, and Cynthia. I'm not sure if I sent it, but she makes comics, and it's a documentary about all the women and some of the women in the industry, not all of them, some of them, and that's how, like, I watched this when kind of like when it came out. I think 2000, I want to say 2017, 2018 when I watched it. And I like Trina. I like the way she talked. I like the way like she was explaining things. The documentary, you can watch it on Tubi right now for free. It used to be on Netflix, but now it's on Tubi. Tuvi. And it's free. You can watch it there. And that's how I found out about Ruth and then about Trina. And what I learned about Trina is that she was an influential underground comics in the underground comics movement, where she saw that men were drawing women getting raped, murder, abuse, and if they complain, they will say like, "Oh, you don't have sense of humor," So she was like, "What the hell? Like, this is it's not funny." So then she saw Enemy Babe, a second issue of the first woman's liberation newspaper in 1970. And it was about a heroine, Belinda. Talked about this on Tuesday a little bit, but I wanted to focus more today on this. And it was about heroine Belinda Berkeley. And it was like her revelation of her becoming a feminist. And she Trina contact the Liberation newspaper because she wanted to put a comic book, and she worked with them together to put it all together. So it's only this one. It's a one shot. So Enemy Babe is the very first all comic book woman to get working together, and they came out in 1973. And they almost got arrested. I thought it was crazy because they almost got arrested for doing this book. They were scared. They thought that they were, they thought they were being honest. And people, regular people thought that it was too much. It was obscene. That it was just dirty, I guess. So there was a lot of controversial thing about this book. I don't own it. I want this, and I know it's on eBay. I looked it up, and it's so the most raw for $27. Depends on the grade. The most common raw 7.0 to 8.5, $100. Oh, kitty. And I have not seen a slab yet. Also, Trina, she said that she was the very first woman to write a book about a lesbian, a gay, that it was about her friend. That she said that there was nothing like that, like her friend, and she decided to write that book. And because she said, I love my friend, and she needs to be included, and so they can see other people, that there's people like her. And she also did a century of woman cartoons, which it was in 1983. The greatest woman in superheroes, and it's on 1996. You can look this up on Amazon. And I, again, when I was looking her up, all I can see most of the stuff, it was all Wonder Woman stuff. And she's like, I only did a miniseries, which is the one that I picked on Tuesday. She's like, I only did a little bit, and people know me as Wonder Woman. She's like, but I have done so much work. It's not only Wonder Woman. And I'm so excited because she's gonna be at WonderCon, so I'm able to get to meet her. And it sucks because I only have Wonder Woman books from her that I'm like, I'm sorry, that's all I have right now, but I just want to talk to her and meet her. she was. I just think she was awesome, and um, I would love to meet her and talk to her. So hopefully I'll get that chance to talk to her on WonderCon.
Nice.
Let me
You're
see.
gonna
But
get a
yeah,
signature and you have to
yes.
get a picture too.
Oh my god, yes, yes. But yeah, what do
Yeah.
you guys think?
I love it.
See, Tamiko. Sorry, sorry, Tamiko. Go ahead. Wait, Sarah. Wait.
And I learned so much. I'm learning so much. You see, I'm writing. I got my notes.
Making notes.
Love it.
Because I'm sitting going, okay, I must find that, and I must try to have one. So
Yes,
Nice.
yes. Yeah, I forgot the name of the. Oh my god, for the comic book, I should have added the comic book, and you can see it's in the back behind her. But the she has like more books, but yes, the it ain't me, babe. It's the first one of all women. Yeah, Sarah, now you can talk.
I was
You're up,
looking to
ma'am.
find that one that you're talking about Tuesday because I found like I had it, but
Oh yeah, you did, right? It
I
was
have
a
like
new
a stack
series.
of comics like everywhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love that she's bringing the forefront of like women and bringing a story about lesbian women like being like all include. I just love it. I love that I just love it all. I love that all these women are amazing. And did she only do Wonder Woman or did she do?
No, she did a lot more. Like she did Babes in Arms, Woman. She did like a bunch of other like not so like comics, like more like books. She's a artist, but she also she had wrote some of her own stuff too.
Cool.
But it was mostly artists.
I know
Yes.
again, I'm gonna bring up this this episode, but yeah, she was in the episode that I watched. And I just love her because she's like a little grandma and I want her to draw.
Yeah.
I want her to draw comics for me.
Yeah.
She's so cute and adorable and like I can't wait for you to meet her.
Me too. I'm so excited. Cynthia.
Yeah, Trina's a great woman. Like, another like this goes back to my Ruth. Actually, one cool thing that Trina did, her and a woman named Catherine, and I'm going to murder this last name, your Ronwood. I don't know. But they wrote a book back in 1985 called The Women in Comics, and they dedicated that book
Oh
to Ruth
yes.
Roche. So
Yes.
yeah, that was really cool and a really not really sweet tribute, just a couple years after she passed. So that's that's sticking together right there. It's
Yeah.
women need to band together. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so next one, it's Tamiko's. Yay.
alrighty. Now, when I got this subject for this show, I was like, okay, let's do a little thing. It shouldn't be that hard to find a Black woman writer, but it blew my mind that Roxane Gay was the first one to do that for Marvel Comics in a printed comic.
Wow.
The
Wow.
distinction we had to make there is that Nyla Magruder actually was the first Black comic writer for Marvel, but her comic was digital only. So Roxane
Oh.
Gay here. Now I was introduced to her through her essays because she is an award-winning author. She wrote the essay collection Bad Feminist and short story collection Difficult Women and her memoir called Hunger. So I was like already there. But then when I heard Roxane Gay, Black Panther comic, I was like, oh, I'm right there. You couldn't stop me from it. And this is what she wrote with Ta-Nehisi Coates. Is a story, Black Panther, in the world of Black Panther, is called World of Wakanda. Now, this story focuses on the Midnight Angels, Ayo and Aneka. So this is a story where they meet, they become friends and more, as they are in the Dora Milaje. So this was such a great thing. I could not get all the floppies, so I had to get the trade.
That's awesome. That's
Because
yeah, like
yeah, because of course the covers were beautiful, and then the artist was done by Aletha Martinez and Roberto Patti. So these are really good comics. It was an awesome story. If you ever wanted to know how Ao and Aneka got into the Dora Milaje, if you've seen them in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, this here is the story for you.
Very cool.
sorry. Yeah, very she usually doesn't do like comic books, right? Like she's just a writer of like the other trade
She's an
paperback.
author, yes, but
Yeah.
you know, of course,
Hmm.
when asked, if I'm not mistaken, Ta-Nehisi Coates had asked to see if she
Hmm.
could come in and do something because you know
Okay,
most
that's
people think that okay, authors don't do comic books because comic books are supposedly on a lower tier than actual books, but that's all pretty much on the same level. I remember when comics were the devil.
yeah.
You know, and your parents didn't want you to read them, and it's this, like I said, it blew my mind that Roxane Gay was the first Black
That is
writer of a printed
so
comic for Marvel Comics.
yeah.
And this book
Yeah.
was released in 2017.
That is insane.
Wow.
Like he's saying, like it took till 2016 to have, for
Mhm.
Marvel to get their basically the shit together, and I hope it's not, I hope they keep bringing them and it, to like it's just yeah, they need to kind of expand their horizons. Come on, Marvel and DC too. I don't know, like because obviously DC, like no, independent comics, yes, but
Mhm.
uh, in DC or Marvel, which is like the main big ones, it's just like you know, come on,
Well, I
dudes.
think for DC, I think it was
Mhm.
N.A. Jemisin for Forest Sector.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Oh no way! That was the first one. I have
I
that book.
believe
Yay!
so. I believe so. I have to probably dig back a little bit
Yeah.
because some of the black characters, of course, in DC, black women
Uh-huh.
characters were created by men.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
So it
woman.
was a big thing.
Yeah. Wow. Anything to add, Sarah?
I love this. Roxanne Gay and her world of Wakanda. Like, if this wasn't created, we wouldn't have iconic characters like Okoye, the Dora Milaje.
Mhm.
It's just amazing, and she's just a strong writer. I love her writing too. She's amazing.
Mhm.
So again, we've picked Lucy and myself and Cynthia have kind of picked some like older comics. These are obtainable comics, so you have. Unfortunately, to say that, but yay, she is the first Black writer, for Marvel. Hooray! Pick it up, support these women.
Yes. Yeah. Cynthia?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely show your support. Like, I mean, 2016, 2017, that's just wow. That blows my mind. Like, I really feel like it should have happened way sooner. It should have, but you know what? At least it finally happened. So
Yeah. The beginning.
definitely,
Yeah. It's
I mean,
the beginning.
wow.
Yeah. We'll get back to you in that, Taylor. um, yeah. So on the next one, well, the soonest we're done, we'll get to that question. This is the next one for Tamiko.
Mhm. All right. And this here is Erica Alexander. Okay. Prolific actress, screenwriter, the great Maxine Shaw from Living Single. It turns out that she also co-wrote a comic. She
Nice.
co-wrote Concrete Park with her then husband Tony Perrier. Perrier? Yeah, Perrier. So this one was wild because this is, of course, an independent comic. This is a sci-fi story and is populated by people of color in the future. So, all this folks talking about, well, we don't see people of color in the future, but on this particular story, that's all you see. That's everyone that's around you. That is all that's there. And Concrete Park was really, really good. I enjoyed it. That came out in 2011. So Dark Horse Comics picked it up first before they
Oh,
put it
nice.
into a collected series. So Dark Horse Comics Presents was actually the first introduction of Concrete Park and the denizens of Concrete Park. So let's see here. Okay, and of course, if you're familiar with Erica Alexander, okay, she was in Get Out, Living Single, Wu Tang, and American Saga, the new hit series Run the World. And she also has an
Wow.
TV series coming up, Ripple
Oh,
Effect with
nice.
Elizabeth Moss.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
She was also the Emmy-nominated producer of the documentary John Lewis Good Trouble.
Mm. So yeah,
So,
yeah, this one is like only 5 issues. And then on eBay there are like, that's a really good price. So hopefully you can find them on back issues.
that
I
is,
was looking at the covers. I love the covers. The covers are
mhm.
amazing for the single issues. I really, really like that.
Yeah,
Um,
Tony Puryear was a very good artist. And this, of course, you're following the adventures of the character Luna with the flower in her hair and her people in Concrete Park.
wow, that sounds really good. Definitely I need to pick this up. Sarah, do you have anything to add?
I wrote it down. I think it's a great pick, Tomiko. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to C2E2 in 2 weeks, and I know what I'm gonna be searching for. So
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, Cynthia.
All right. So yeah, Concrete Park. I'm gonna have to scout this one out. Yeah, I love her as an actress. She's a great actress. So yeah, knowing that she, you know, wrote on a comic, I gotta read that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. Like
And
Right?
that's
not only Concrete Park, she's also co-wrote on Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. The
and see,
Dark.
I love Buffy. So yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely
Mhm.
check that out too. Cause yeah, that's right up my. I like sci-fi though. Sci-fi's
Yeah.
a good second. So yeah, heck yeah.
That is so cool. And James, Ramona, you know what? Ramona, she was also, I had her as one of my picks too. And it was, for me, it was kind of hard, like because of she makes comics. There were so many ones. I was like, oh my god, this is so great to talk about. And I
Mhm.
did a little research on Ramona, that her first work was Shining Knights, 4 pages only. She did a lot of Aquaman. She was a creator of Metamorpho, and it's on Brave and the Bold, 57. She usually worked more DC, and I was looking at her interview, and she was saying how she felt like a fish out of water, working in comics, because again she was kind of like, not a lot of women back then, and going to those first Comic Cons and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, she's an artist, and she was saying like, oh, but yeah, that was also like, I had her. I'm like, oh, well, like I want to talk about Trina, but I also want to talk about Dorothy.
part
I'm like,
three, part three.
yes, we need to do more, because yeah, these ladies, they need to be, uh they need the spotlight. We need to talk about them. We need to, like, I learn, because a lot of the stuff that we didn't know, and we have learned today, and probably it's, even though they're into comics, they don't know, so like, see, like, Kita knows, so now we know. And yeah, so okay, one last question before we go. Which one, where's the question that he said, where is it that he said which one was our favorite? Oh, there it is. What's your favorite comic female superhero? For me, it's Wonder Woman all the way. Let's go start with you, Tamiko. Which one's your favorite superhero?
Okay.
Female.
So, Storm always for Marvel because when I started in comic books at a very young age, I was an X-Men girl. I mean, I loved them. So Storm was my absolute favorite. My second favorite thus far, okay, Monica Rambeau, Photon. Now, even though yeah, she has so many names in her career, but she is definitely a second favorite.
Nice. Cynthia.
Well, I hate to say like piggybacking on you, but Wonder Woman. But if I had to pick another, I like Rogue. Rogue's a pretty badass character. So yeah.
Yeah, Sarah.
So I kind of I think I geared more towards the anti-hero hero. So I like Catwoman. I love Phoenix, even though she's Jean Grey, but so those are kind of like my go-to. I do love Wonder Woman. I guess that's one like hero, but the rest are usually like villains. So
Yeah.
what's the
Mine
same for me?
Yeah. I have too many. I guess that, yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, Wonder Woman, my lady. And Tamiko, like you said, Storm. It me like with watching the cartoons mostly. I love Storm. I love her. I love the way she talked, like so calm. So like I don't. It's just like for me, even she's badass, but she, like the I don't know if it gave me like a motherly tone. I don't know. Like, that was me. And obviously Rogue. I love Rogue too. She's so powerful, and also like I loved her accent in the cartoons. I thought it was I had such a cool accent. But she's also freaking badass. And
Heck
she
yeah.
is, like the way she started like being kind of like the villain, and then like, her then now like it's like she's a good girl, she's a good guy, so that her and She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk
Oh
too.
yeah, She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk's good too.
I love
There's so
She-Hulk.
many good ones.
Yes.
So many.
Yes. There's like, so that's what I'm like saying. I'm like, I have too many. I'm like, then somebody I'm like, oh, I love her too. Oh, I love but the mostly that I do try to collect is those four right there, like Wonder Woman, She-Hulk, Storm, Rogue. Which Storm I don't have that much. I feel like they don't, Rogue has her comics and everything, but Storm doesn't really have that many. Like to get her first appearance, I have to, spend a lot of money. They do covers, but they don't do her own story.
So many covers. 'Cause
Right?
I buy them all.
Like
She's not even in the book, but if she's on the cover, I have to have it.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, and like they're all her covers are beautiful. Even the one that I love, the one that like I had one, and I bought a bunch of covers on that one that I like. Oh my god, I can't remember the artist, but it looked like a punk one, but it kind of looked like the Bratz doll. Like it was kind of shaved, her head was shaven, like like the punk style with a little shirt. Like it looks so cute, but yeah, it's just there's so many cool covers, but I wish they'll focus more on her stories, just like how they do with Rogue, but yeah, let's see. They're the woman behind the creator of Wonder. Oh, I think I did watch this one. I think it was on Hulu for a while. Yeah, let me see. There's a lot of famous characters. Yeah, let's see. Tamiko. Yeah, yes. When was it? On Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Oh, what? You guys
Yeah.
had an interview on your channel.
Black Comic
recently.
Lords. We talked to Stephanie Williams and Yasmin Flores Montañez because they're part of the upcoming Milestone 30th anniversary special. We had so much fun.
Nice.
And I'm also going to talk to Stephanie again on the 25th because the ladies live at BCL, we're going to talk about Nubia. And we're going to do really
Ooh.
Yeah, all
All right.
nudity.
Nice.
So, and it's on the channel Black Comic Lords.
Black Comic
Or
Lord YouTube.
yeah, so I am subscribed. I know I need to watch the one that it just happened, the past
Mhm.
interview. But make sure you guys to subscribe. And I think that's it. We
And Lucy
Oh
froze.
no.
I froze for
Typically
a
me.
second. I know it's been freezing for me here and there. Sarah, if you please read
So
this
yeah,
for us.
so I picked this awesome Vana of the week. I had kind of women's history in my head. So this is by the late great actress Audrey Hepburn. She says, as you grow older, you'll discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others. And I thought, what a great quote for this show, because again, we're highlighting these women who were once hidden, but now I hope that we've educated you and you guys go find these books or read more information or watch, whatever documentary on them. Because these are they're iconic women in comics. So, and they should not be forgotten.
Definitely.
True story.
Oh, you're on mute.
I said something really cool. I'm just kidding. So emotional, and I was muted. Now I'm just kidding. Well, this is it for tonight for us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you're watching this in a replay, make sure to give us a thumbs up, leave comments. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Follow the ladies on Instagram, YouTube, Tamiko, of Black Comic Lords. If you want people, where else can they find you?
You can also find me on all the social medias at BCL Star Dancer Supreme.
There you go. And then you have Sarah, Chigi, and Cynthia, Lady International, and myself at Mama Comics. Thank you again for our sponsors, Cover Price and Bird City Comics. Use our code Nirvana14 for Cover Price for 30 days unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And Bird City Comics, use Nirvana and download their app. I know their new cover. It's by Trish. I forgot to mention that was by Trish. So if you haven't ordered, go ahead and order. And I think that's it for tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you again, Tamiko. Until next time. Let me do this if I can. If I don't know, forget how to do this. But yeah, okay. Bye.